frequency of power supplied. Room heater will be least affected due to charge in supply voltage frequency. In an interconnected system, the diversity factor of the whole system increases. For a consumer, the most economical power factor is generally 0.95 lagging. Which of the following is the disadvantage of a synchronous condenser? High maintenance costs, continuous losses in motor, noises, all of the above. In a distribution system, in order to improve power factor, the synchronous capacitors are installed at the receiving end. An induction motor has relatively high power factor at near full load. By the use of which of the following power factors can be improved? Phase advancers, synchronous compensators, static capacitor. Which of the following is the essential requirement of peak load plant? It should be capable of starting quickly. Pumped storage power plant is invariably used for peak load. Which of the following power plants needs the least period for installation? Diesel power plant. In case of thermal power plants, fuel transportation is the major problem. Nuclear power plant is invariably used as base load plant. Toaster offers the highest electric load generating capacity connected to the busbar and ready to take load when switch one on is known as spinning reverse reserve. Salvage value of the plant is always positive, negative, zero, and of the above. Which of the following equipment provides fluctuating load? Welding transformer. Electric shower will offer the least load. A nuclear power plant is invariably now used as base load plant. Ships are generally powered by diesel engine. Which of the following should be used for extinguishing electric fires? Carbon tetrachloride fire extinguisher. Direct conversion of heat into electric power is possible through thermionic converter. Annual installment toward depreciation reduces as rate of interest increases with sinking fund depreciation. Annual operating expenditure of a power plant consists of fixed charge, semi-fixed charge, running charge, all of the above. Power plant having maximum demand more than the installed rated capacity will have utilization factor more than unity. Following power plant has instant starting, hydropower plant, and diesel power plant. Different generating stations use following prime movers, any of the above. In Hopkinson demand rate or two-part tariff, the demand rate or fixed charge are dependent upon the maximum demand of the consumer. Annual depreciation as per straight line method is calculated by the capital cost minus the salvage value is divided by the number of years of life. High load factor indicates average kilowatt hour consumption, energy consumption during the period. Depreciation charges are high in case of thermal plant. Annual depreciation cost is calculated by both A and B, sinking fund method, straight line method. Approximate estimation of demand can be made by log survey method, statistical methods, mathematical methods, economic parameters. Maximum demands on a power plant is the greatest of all short time interval average demand during a period. For a high value of diversity factor, a power station of given installed capacity will be in a position to supply more number of consumers. Any of the above can generate power at unpredictable or uncontrollable control time. Solar power plant, tidal power plant, wind power plant. Which of the following is not a source of power? Thermocouple. During load shedding, some loads are switched off. Air will not be the working substance in which of the following? Closed cycle gas turbines. Which of the following is in a thermal power plant is not a fixed cost? Fuel cost, In nuclear power plants, fuel transportation cost is least. With reference to a power station, which of the following is not a fixed cost? Fuel cost. In which of the following power plants the maintenance cost is usually high? Thermal power plants. Which of the following is not an operating cost? Salaries of high official. The connected load of IV-MIM-UIR consumer is around 5 kW. Which of the following is an advantage of static capacitor for power factor improvement? Little maintenance cost, as installation loss, low losses, all of the above. An alternator coupled to a hydraulic turbine runs at low speed as compared to other. When the demand of consumer is not met by a power plant, it will resort to which of the following? Load shedding. In power plants, insurance cover is provided for which of the following? Unskilled workers only, skilled workers only, equipment only, all of the above. Which of the following are not repayable after a stipulated period? Shares. A pilot exciter is provided on generator for which of the following reasons? To excite the poles of main exciter. A synchronous condenser is virtually which of the following? Or excited synchronous motor. Which of the following is the disadvantage due to low power factor? Poor voltage regulation, increased transmission losses, high cost of equipment for a given load, large capacity generator are invariably hydrogen cooled. For which of the following power plants high skilled engineers are required for running the plants? Nuclear power plant. In a power plant, if the maximum demand on the plant is equal to the plant capacity, then plant reserve capacity will be zero. Vegetable oil industry has the least power consumption per ton of product. Coal reserve is the reserved generating capacity available for service under emergency conditions, which is not kept in operation but in worker order. The increased load during summer months is due to increased use of fans and air conditions. Power plant is expected to have the longest life. Hydroelectric. Direct conversion of heat into electrical energy is possible through the plant while reducing balances depreciation. Load curve of a power plant has always zero slope, positive slope, negative slope. Load curve is useful in deciding the operating schedule of generating units, size of the generating units, total installed capacity of the plant, all of the above. Diversity factor has the direct effect on the fixed cost of unit generated. The area under a load curve gives energy consumed. A consumer has to pay lesser fixed charge in a maximum demand tariff. A load curve indicates average kilowatt hour energy consumption during the period. The load factor of domestic load is usually 10 to 15%. The expected useful life of an hydroelectric power station is around year. For the same cylinder dimension and speed, which of the following engine will produce least power? Petrol engine. And which lightning stroke is most dangerous? Direct stroke on line conductor. Which of the following is the disadvantage of static capacitor for power factor improvement? All of the above. Easily damaged by high voltage, cannot be repaired, short service life. The efficiency of a plant is of least concern when it is selected as Peak load plant, casual run plant. The primary reason for low power factor is supply system is due to installation of induction motor. In a load curve, the highest point represents peak demand. Most efficient plants are normally used as base load plants. A power transformer is usually rated in kilovolt ampere. Generators for peak load plants are usually designed for maximum efficiency at 550 to 75% full load. For a power plant, which of the following constitutes running costs? Cost of wage, cost of fuel, cost of lubricants. Static capacitors are rated in terms of kVAr. Which of the following generating station has minimum running costs? Hydro. Which plant can never have 100% load factor? Peak load plant. In two-part tariff, variation in load factor will affect operating or running charge. Load factor of a power station is generally less than unity.